I don't know about Diana top lane. It's been a while. I used to play a lot of Diana mid, but that was when she was released, which is approximately 12 years ago.
Reminds me a bit of like the sort of Carly back when Gwen was really strong.
Yeah.
Carly was picked into Gwen, likely for similar reasons of how you would play the matchup. So I think at 6 maybe is where you'll look to.
Well, he got solo killed, so he is looking at level 6 right now as Lehens is going to land the anchor on the wall and gets himself out.
King and appreciating some alone time to maybe catch up.
I could imagine that that would be the case, as Fisher is now thinking of shadowing the Gwen, but not going to be able to do too much to him, as Ju taking a bit of damage from Ruler, who greets him underneath that turret.
Well, so bot lane, we kind of, to no surprise, losing matchup.
All right. It did actually win. The last, I knew there was going to be something, and it was Flame that played it, as Dora just gives him the door.
Yeah, unfortunately it is Braum, so...
This is all going not so well for Nongshim. Okay, there's a bullet time. Jiu is almost just straight up dead as he flashes, but Ruler still just hits him with a Q.
Yep, can't flash an auto attack.
Oh dear. I mean, it's basically an auto attack, as there is a nice Winter Spike connecting onto Lehens as well. And now Ruler is looking to line it up, but Lehens thinks he's found the angle, and Ruler will go down, but not before he grabs a double. All over the map. You can see 3 grubs already done. They're looking for the first dragon of the game here as well, as Canyon is just chilling on that one. Gideon hasn't really been seen so far.
Yeah, you know what's kind of doomed when like Keen doesn't have TP, but Nongshim still can't contest what could be a 4v5. Not really going to happen.
Yeah.
So...
Fantastic. There was a Southeast Asian player, his name was G4, and he was brilliant at the Diana, I remember, many years ago. As Gideon going to hop over the wall, but Duro is still going to just throw some Winter's Bite at him. What is it that Braum shoots out? Team fights, you have more AoE CC. As Gideon has more being dead. As Canyon is going to dive on top of him. Gideon now actually throwing down a fair bit of damage. Yeah, has the doggos, and now Kingin with no ulti, but he's pretty sticky on this Diana. There's a dash forward, and he does have the ult, but I think Canyon still did. Never mind, they get over the wall, and Duro just stands beside him. Oh, what the heck was that?
That looked like they finally got something going. Maybe a kill for Kingin, could have turned this game around, and...
No. And Duro as well being a great cheerleader, as we saw in the last clip, as he's diving forward, protecting his minions. Stand beside Braum exactly as... Oh god, yeah, that double up actually doing a lot of work. Still tanks the turret as Lehens gets the old flash. In comes Jiu. Can Ruler survive? That's the question, as Duro's going down as well. And Gideon just grabs a double out of nowhere.
Oh, Lehens again, this old flash mechanic. He's shown it before. So well played.
Drake as well.
That's how your Coach Kim would not be laughing after that play.
Not anymore. And they've pulled back the gold advantage as well. You can see Gideon now with the lead himself. Lehens grabbing himself a bit of an advantage.
He can still win.
Well, Keen is going to take another turret, and that will just go down. No real response available, as Kingin's jungling. Yeah, and now he's pushing on an inner turret, as the outer and mid lane is going down. Ju really can't really afford to be here, as that turret is not long for the world, and in goes Chovy. Doesn't quite make the distance there with the Conquering Sands, but that is absolutely fine.
There's so much pressure now, especially against like an Azir and an MF, who are both quite strong. Chovy managing to just make a 20 CS lead appear, as he is to do. You know, he just has that ability.
Dark Procession? That's he does have that, and that was very cute. As Fisher is in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
As in goes Shelly at the same time. Gideon wanting to try and defend, but I don't think it's going to happen. And Fisher's not going to die, but the inner turret will. And there is only 2 more of them. Who's completely caught out. So now Gen.G, are they going to try and do the 4v5? That's the question. They're now looking for an angle as Keen dives in. And Kingin, not sure about that. Did get the ult off, but it didn't really do anything at all as Canyon's turned up. They've got 5 members now as Jiu splits to the other side, tries to hex skate out, and it was very, very sad. Chovy going to go back to the Otacon, picks that one up, and it was a worthy try, Nongshim. And unfortunately, it did not work in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to speed up the game, that is one way to do it. Unfortunately, not in a favorable direction. You kind of just leashed Otacon, and they're going to pick up this dragon as well.
A bit more of a gander.
Assess the situation.
As Keen has found Gideon.
Yep. Oh, TP coming in.
Ooh, Voidseeker is going to land as Ju's going to turn up. Okay, Gideon goes untargetable, so he's out of this fight, but Fisher, he's the one that needs to try and catch him, and there is a gorgeous charm. Keen is just going to smell the roses for a moment as a golden Gwen, but almost manages to pick up the kill at the same time. Still, Gen.G going to be pushing on that top side. Teleport in from Chovy just to guard this mid-outer turret. And in the meantime, an inhibitor turret's going down.
Yeah, they can't defend this.
Yeah, it's just gone. Perplexing. I would say that the trade does favor Gen.G, but getting a kill helps morale.
With it.
Yeah.
That is pretty much what that offered. I mean, they... Oh, and this tower's gone as well. Well...
The gold is not an advantage. However, Nongshim...
I think that's the lesson here.
There needs to be 8 other kills for Nongshim, though. And so we'll see how we do picking up those. As Lahens, he's going to get picked up by Canyon here. And Chovy will be able to deliver the death blow. Never mind, it's actually Canyon that collects that one. Kingin is going to take that as his invitation to go home.
Yes, this is the brush hiding part of the Diana top lane gameplay. Obviously, is
thanks for that, Orcs.
Now as next bit on top lane Diana, I can. That's something she likes to do often, is stand in the brush, and then recall after not doing anything. It's just you wouldn't get it if you're not a Diana top lane player.
Well, I'm not, so I don't get it. We are going to get some bounty gold though, so that's going to pull the gold lead back to 10,000. As Ruler moving
the
back
10 stacks have been hit. This is prime time.
Wait. Is Fisher going to be able to find the angle? That's the question. Never mind. Lahens has already been caught out. Does buy a bit of time with the ulti, but it's not quite enough. That's a brilliant ult coming out from Duro as well as Kingin. He finds an ult under 3. And most of the damage is unable to follow up. Jiu, one shot away from being stunned. It's Fisher trying to be helpful, and that Hexgate actually gets him out. Is it going to be a potential angle?
Can't take that Hexgate, execute.
Yep, there it is. So he is going to be able to secure the execute. That does mean, though, that it's very... Okay, never mind. Gideon going to be able to pop over the wall. Nice charm just to play some defense. But as it's all happening, Ruler is taking a drink.
Gideon Fisher still haven't died. There is something... I'm going to pre-warn you, Max.
Please.
It's very unfortunate what happens. We're going to see the replay in a second.
Want to take it out. I don't know whether Nongshim are going to have too many opportunities to get in here. You can see a monopoly on the vision. Oh, yeah, Kingin has the ultimate back up again. As Chovy is just going to hold the ult. Not going to get baited there as Gideon goes untargetable, but it doesn't really matter. And now they take the Baron and they take the lives of the Nongshim members. Oh, that is a... It does not do damage. It does not. It did not do very much of anything at all. As Lahen's going to be the next target here. Chovy just following him. Jiu trying to do some tricky stuff to try and get out with the Killer Instinct, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work as Duro trying to stay alive. It's going to be Fisher grabbing another kill as Chovy and Fisher now fighting. Chovy not with the mobility that Fisher has, and Ruler is done with this game and wants to just kind of end it. As Chovy is just going to send the Sand Soldiers forward, takes down the Ahri, and Lahens gives him a good old thumbs up and stops the back. And will also help Chovy get some more kills this game, and there it is. Yeah, Chovy just takes out his former teammate in Cold Blood. And I feel like Cold Blood kind of accurate for how Nongshim are feeling right now. This game is very over, and it has been for a while. It was. The Nexus goes down. See whether King can do the same thing, as he is going to lock that one away. Yeah, it's just, to me, it's interesting that they opted to save the Scion pick to last. I will say this is a very bulky composition from Gen.G. Really, the cup half full. Even making excuses for the theoretical things that could happen as Lahens finds another knock-up onto Ruler. Canyon is here, gets the flash and just pulls Jiu out. Remember, he doesn't have any sums. That is going to be the headbutt back, and that is going to be first blood over to Ruler.
미쳤네.
I think he was pretty happy about that. Duro's back, and he's getting more work done. Okay. Fisher. Fisher? Fisher, I said nice things about you. Don't make me a liar. What? That was so weird. They come on over, so probably going to be a trade of a few of these. Gideon will at least be able to get one. Oh, down. Oh, 1 health. Okay. That was terrifying. Yeah, just a little bit. Cool, calm, and collected. All right, Gideon making his way over. The train has left the station, but it was looking for Jiu, so we might need to check in on that one once again. Fisher doing a lot of damage here as Arcane Shift gets Ruler out of the circle. Gideon's still back in, though, and should be able to grab a bunch of these grubs. Canyon making his way over, wants to try and kill the Hands, which seems to be the Gen.G game plan. Like maybe Duro was around, but he is walking up from bot lane. Fisher is low already. And Lehens has now walked up to Chovy, but Fisher is not interested in trying to kill the enemy mid lane. As, okay, never mind. There's a knockup from Lehens. Chovy gets ulted here, but the Chaos Storm does come down, and Fisher is out of there. Another headbutt back as Gideon gonna get knocked up and taken down relatively low. That was actually a cute use of his stop function. We have seen 5 grubs not necessarily work as well as it could, as Lehens is down very, very low, but he's just trying to keep them away. 4 grubs will be locked up, as now Canyon making his way in, does manage to lock one down, but Lehens is still just playing with him. He's got a blast cone he can mess around with as well, and that is actually going to be effective.
Chovy's given up.
Yeah, this is so weird. I don't know which fight to commentate, as Duro's going to get hit by a shock blast. There goes that last grub, as 5 do go over to Nongshim. Lehens is in the enemy base now. He's like, wasn't I on this team? This is the team I was on before, right? As there it is, Soul Furnace, and that is a kill going over to Keen.
Yeah, well, he stole for time. He allowed his team to escape. I love how he's built armor into, and he's playing now into Aurora, just winning.
Yeah, seems to be
I
fine.
don't think they killed him.
I don't think so either, but Lehens is here. Duro is also here though, and Lehens is taking a whole host of damage. Phenomenal Impale is going to come through. One of them is a clone though, as Lehens, there it is. Somehow it's Canyon that picks up the kill, actually. I thought that was an auto attack following from Ruler. Ruler probably thinking that as well, and he's probably exclaiming about it.
The bleed that he has.
Yeah.
Find windows to catch isolated members, pick apart Gen.G. I think in structured 5v5s, it's going to be so hard from here on out. But if you can find someone isolated, different story.
And the difficulty is that the self-peel from Ruler is massive. The fact that Chovy has Rod of Ages, so...
You are not far away from it, though. You know, foot in the grave, perhaps, is how you describe it, as Ruler keeps putting that pressure down.
Yeah, all right, Duro gonna get knocked up. He is level 6.
He is also an Alistair.
Yeah. All right, Canyon now just going to say, Gideon, please. I would prefer it if you didn't take my Rift Herald. Gideon is going to hear that loud and clear.
Canyon's really going for these hard steel stacks. He wants them. I respect that approach.
Absolutely. I didn't even think that was why he was just walking towards the enemy team, as another headbutt comes forward. Charm does come through, though, from Lehens, but he's just going to explode before he can really use it. That is going to be a steal, but the eye, I don't think, is going to get picked up. Gideon, never mind. He does get over there, takes that one down, flashes over the wall, stays alive, and they've got a blast cone to take the 2 of them out of there. That means that Fisher is by himself, though, as King in, wanting to kill Ruler, and Ruler says no. And there's 2 damage dealers up there towards the top side. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's see what...
Line it up, you can do it.
Yeah, Canyon, he's through the wall, and yeah, unfortunately, if Canyon's already in the wall, if you go into the wall, you will get stopped by Canyon, who is in the wall. And there he goes. Scorpion grabs that kill.
I can't.
She didn't do.
Wow. I think Ruler is having a good time here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ezreal.
Yeah, that's very true. He's just generally having a good time. As Duro underneath the turret is going to knock up 2 people and a clone. As the turret does actually go down.
Yeah. I don't have a lawn, so I don't personally have one, but I guess any standard homeowner has an anti-gravity lawnmower.
I'm pretty sure that that's what it is now. I've been living in apartments for too long, but I imagine that's where the technology's at. As Teleport is going to get Keen in there, and of course, he's happy to teleport in amongst everyone. That is going to be now Feats of Strength picked up as Kingin gonna boop Canyon out of the wall. That's nicely played, and Genji taking a lot of damage here. Dude, they are able to get behind him. Ruler down to 50%. Is this gonna be the moment here? As there's the flash forward, but Giu's able to dash his way out, and now the grand entrance comes in. It's 1 kill for the Zeri. Keen turned into a zombie as Chovy now there with a whole bunch of damage. Ruler as well, not a lot of mana, but is certainly able to still contribute. As Duro able to limp his way out. Giu running the wrong direction, but Nongshim, it was so close to winning a fight, and I honestly think they kind of did. As True Shot Barrage going to pick up the kill on a Fisher, never mind.
Never mind. So close, so close. They had the edge, you know, and they find access on a Chovy.
Well, speaking of access onto Chovy, Kingin is just going to kill him.
That's a big shutdown.
Be an even fight.
Yeah.
If Fisher isn't here. As Duro goes in, that is a lot of damage onto Lehens. As Ruler is still piling on even more of it.
So low. No. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see. Ruler does take a shock blast, but there's the train. Giu's going to skate out of the way. But now the rest of Nongshim, they have to leave.
Guys, Chovy's up. He's got TP. Just leave. Just leave. Let it reset.
God, yeah, the teleport in.
It.
All right, Gideon, he desperately wants to be here so that he can go for this. As now the Chaos Storm comes in, the Death Ray's there as well, but Giu's able to get over the wall. Lehens is dead, and the Archon was picked up by Gen.G thanks to the leash, and oh god. Fisher not able to get over that wall, but still able to use the ulti. to create the amount of space that he required. So Nongshim lose the fight, but not as badly as they could have otherwise lost the fight if more bad things happened.
I was going to say that could have gone far worse, but it didn't go good.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Nongshim overestimating their ability to kill Adakan. You know, we've had Adakan around for a pretty long time now. Oh.
Yeah, that's a teleport in. They're going to see whether they can get Ruler out of here, and he does get quickness and may actually go down. However, Canyon over here, he's able to destroy the Wukong, and they're just immortal. Yes, they did get one withdrawal, but Canyon is just going to live, and then Keen cuts down the Aurora, or would if he was the Lumberjack skin, but has a hammer with this particular skin, and therefore he bonks. Yeah. As Canyon is going to come down and help Chovy out here as Ruler over the wall, and this is a turret that is no longer on the map. 3.5k, now the lead in that mid lane that we were tracking before.
Controversial.
I do think that you are somewhat controversial, however, I'm ready to agree with you here, as Jiu is also under a lot of danger, as he has to flash. True Shot Barrage was too close. And now, this is Hextech Soul Point. Gen.G looking to try and pick that one up, as there is no chance for Nongshim to get in. So Hextech Soul for Gen.G, and it really feels like a death nail. You give Ezreal Hextech Soul, and it doesn't matter what his teammates are, it's already completely overpowered.
Fair. How are they ever killing
Oh no, they even just steal away the blue buff.
Oh, he gets a smite as well.
Canyon's going to be able to secure it.
It's post-Baron. Everyone gets the blue.
They did almost manage to kill his
Look at
shield, and yeah, he's just going to pull the hands over. Special delivery of the Rakan as Jiu. He ults and dies. And Ruler picks up a double, 406 now for this Ezreal, 8,000 gold the lead. And it really just feels like Gen.G are on a whole different level.
It's just crazy that these two teams matched up in the LCK Cup and it went to 5 games. And then these 2 games today, it just hasn't even... leagues apart. It really feels like so much had to change for it to even be close.
And I think that that has a lot to do with Gen.G finally figuring out how this new roster is going to play together. I think Duro's improvement has been astounding as well. But I think that Nongshim are also having a little bit of an off day. There is going to be a bounty picked up. I don't know whether it's going to mean anything at all, as Keen is a brick wall. True Shot Barrage does so much damage, but it also slows them all down as Duro comes in looking for that Pulverize. Keen actually taking a bit here, but the knockup's going to be too good. Out goes Gideon, and Fisher is now just amongst the beefcakes.
You know, I thought he might die, and then his unending despair proc, and he didn't.
Yeah, and Kingen, we thought he might die, and he did.
Yeah. Keen is just, at this point, basically immortal. And Ruler's hunting for Lehens.
Yep, and Lehens is going to die, because he just doesn't have anywhere to go. The headbutt going to help out there, but I think the Mystic Shot was already going to kill. And Jiu, is he even safe on his fountain, is the question, as he's not. That's a Mystic Shot from Ruler one more time. 7-0-7 for this guy's Ezreal. Ruler having a really good day today. Gen.G just looking a cut above the opposition as they slaughter Nongshim.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.